Welcome everyone to this quarterfinal action, QBL quarterfinal action. Third placed Townsville Flames taking on the sixth placed Mackay Meteorettes in a sudden death quarterfinal match. I'm Carl Ward. I'm joined in commentary by Mike Samaris. He's back after after a couple of weeks off, so good to have Mike back.
Good to be back.
Should be an interesting clash, this one.
Absolutely. So I touched base quickly with Luke Brennan just as I was heading upstairs and just curious around matchups and stuff like that. So we know Townsville is an absolute stud for these guys. I was a bit curious around how he's going to defend that matchup. He's going with Lisa Brennan again. She did a pretty good job in that second half of the game that we saw up here. We didn't have the luxury of seeing the game down in Mackay. Thanks, Wade Rebetsky, by the way. You know, that'll be one to watch. So if Mackay want to have any chance tonight, I reckon Colville's going to have to go for 30 plus.
Yeah, no, I was fortunate enough to see that game in Mackay where Townsville actually blasted Mackay off the court in a surprise after such a close tussle the week before here. You know, Townsville a 6-point win in that first game, but then it was a 28-point win to Townsville on the road. And they were undermanned that night. They do have the luxury of having all their stars here tonight, which has been a rarity for them this season. So, look, I think when it's all said and done, Mackay are going to have to play their very best basketball to have it be in the game anyway, and then have a chance at this talented Townsville team, which is stacked with superstars.
Well, and speaking of their biggest superstar, I checked her stats out. Abby Bishop, she had two 40-point games this season. One was when they last played Rockhampton Cyclones the week before, and the other one was against Mackay, where she went something like 15 of 26. So as great as she was in that Rocky game, she was even better in the Mackay game.
Yeah, she's been phenomenal, and you know, 26 points a game and 11 rebounds. And her three-point shooting, she's actually shooting the ball at 53% from the three-point line.
Wow.
Better than her two-point field goal average. So, yeah, she's been fantastic. Obviously, big job for Lisa Burgess from Mackay to try and keep Bishop out of the contest. And as we know, Burgess tends to get into foul trouble, so that's going to be a big watch in this.
Yes, they'll need 30-plus minutes from her tonight. They've got Burgess, Townsville, McDermott steps into the starting lineup, Heidi Freeburn and Alex Delaney, the three-point specialist to get them started.
And for Townsville, McCulley, Bishop, Brennan, Froling, and Cox.
Oh, loose pass there. Mackay recovers. Townsville inside, left hand. And she gets fouled.
That's that matchup, Brennan. Is she being pinged for the foul, or?
Was that Brennan? It was quick. She is quick as.
Oh, it's on Michaela Cox, I think. 30,
oh, wow,
32,
okay.
So must have been on the reach in. But
we haven't seen this lineup for Townsville, have we? McCulley, Cox, Froling, Brennan, Bishop, Fowler off the bench.
No, this group's been disjointed all the way through their prep. They've had players on international duties and so forth, so they've never actually had this group. And also recent All-Star, World All-Star Alex Fowler off the bench, so it's a nice luxury for the Flames.
Townsville makes both. Here's Bishop on the great back cut. Lisa Brennan with the find. Lisa Brennan's ability to be a high post facilitator continues to be excellent, recognizing Abby Bishop's eliteness inside and finding hers. Alex Delaney off the right hand just waltzed past two defenders to lay it up.
Yeah, soft defensive play from the Flames there. They wouldn't be happy with that, but yeah, that interior passing from the bigs from Townsville's been phenomenal. Froling, Bishop and Brennan have had a really nice cohesive
the double splits it easily, gets the N1. The game plan is simple for Coach Brennan. If Abby Bishop is inside, give her the ball. If Abby Bishop is on the perimeter, give her the ball. Wherever she is, give her the ball.
And at this rate, she is going for another 40.
Yeah. Well, it might be 80. I'm really terrible at math, but I'm going to double-check that stat with my wife. She'll get back to me by halftime.
Bishop knocks down the bonus, and she's underway with 5 straight points to get Townsville 1-point lead early.
I'll see Froling's matched up against Delaney. She goes under the screen. That's dangerous. Delaney can't convert that time. Tough matchup for Delaney, the 6'3" Alicia Froling. Super athletic. So, oh, here we go again. The backdoor play. Converts again. 6 straight points from Abby Bishop. 2 assists for Lisa Brennan. We're going to have to see some kind of adjustment here.
Yeah, they're sending Cox, the point guard, to screen on Burgess, and there's a mismatch there because Freeburn is getting caught and she's having to switch on to Bishop, and that's a no contest down low.
Oh,
we see good hands
loose
from Froling.
pass. There's a 3-on-2 with Bishop leading it. Oh, bounce pass to Froling. She gets doubled, kicks it out. McCulley, all the time in the world. She buries the triple. Rachel McCulley, what a start for Townsville. Calm bench down there, though.
Yeah, no movement from Coach Horton. He's going to ride this one out. Look, you just got to stay in the contest. We're 2 minutes in here, so Mackay just need to regroup. They'd be looking to get a good bucket, get it through some hands, make Townsville play some defense.
It's a great doubleheader we have here tonight. You know, the Mackay men will back up, so the stadium will fill up as the night goes on, as McDermott's too long. Oh, Burgess.
Good hustle from Burgess.
Great hustle from Burgess.
Yeah.
Got around Brennan, tipped it off her leg, saves possession for Mackay. 5 seconds on the shot clock here.
Looking to get the ball into Koval's hands here, I think, with 5 seconds. Or Delaney for a quick release three.
Back screen.
Having trouble getting it in.
Oh, they find McDermott.
Yeah.
Not sure they want it in her hands.
Poor pass. Bishop gets a hand to it. She runs a lane. McCulley looks up and hits her on the run. And there it is.
There's the timeout we expected.
Yeah.
Coach Horton's seen enough. I mean, this is an absolute star-studded lineup, and they're off to a great start. Have they missed a shot yet, Townsville?
No, I don't think hasn't looked like missing either, and everything's coming inside the paint too, other than McCulley's 3-ball. But they're getting good looks at the rim. Coach Horton, he's busily pointing to his troops down there.
There's one notable absence, actually. Oh, no, actually, she is. There's Jackie Zelenka.
Yep.
Jackie Zelenka is a bit of an X factor here. She knows these Townsville girls really well. You know, she's played in the WNBL herself. She might be that steadying influence that they need. She's a great facilitator, mid-range game, can shoot the three. He might have to go to her to find some kind of mismatch to force Townsville into something, because right now it's just all too comfortable for them.
Yeah, Zelenka's an interesting one. I was just having a look at some stats earlier, and she's only averaging 13 minutes a game in this team, so and 4 points a game, where I thought her output might have been a little bit more, but that may be the X factor. She certainly can score. She can shoot the 3-ball as well. So
she had that significant ankle injury, which I think has really held her back. Hopefully she's overcome that, but 13 minutes, they'll need more than that out of her tonight, and there's nothing else. You know, there's no point in trying to save her for next week if tonight's the last game. So
as we see Townsville coming out of the timeout with some full court pressure. Backs off there, so Delaney Frolling matchup. Delaney like her chances on the perimeter as they switch with Brennan.
Set that cross screen. They try to look for Burgess inside. They get her the touch. Contested. Nice jumper, though.
Nice touch. Yep, that'll do her confidence a world of good. She had to sit out a lot in that game here early on in the season.
Coach Horton not at all happy with that ball pick up there. Great shot make, and they sagged back, and he wanted just to make him a little bit more uncomfortable. Here's Brennan for 3.
Mackay,
there's the first miss for Townsville.
Mackay have made that change, so they've gone into a 2-3 zone coming out of that timeout, so they're going to just try and slow Abby Bishop down. And if you look through the numbers, Townsville haven't been a great 3-point shooting team this season, and Brennan there with the miss, she's only at 20% for the year. So
there's an exception to that. Yeah. Abby Bishop is shooting 53% from 3. So and as a team, not great, but Abby is just...
Yeah, I had a chance to have a quick chat to Coach Horton before this one, and that was something that really...
Great find from McCulley.
Great
reverse finish from Frolling. Beautiful basketball. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, no, Coach Horton was... they let Abby Bishop get too many uncontested threes in Mackay in that big, heavy loss. So that's one area they will definitely be making. As we see Koval picks Brennan's pocket.
I was just about to give her credit. She did a great job there.
Yeah.
Slid her feet, walled up really well. Koval with the quick hands gets it back.
And as hot as the Flames have been, it's only a 4-point game. We see a mismatch down there in the post. And
they'll go to that all day.
Yeah. Abby Bishop, Kelsey McDermott's well and truly out of her.
And Mackay are tiring here. You know, like there's 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and we see people walking up the floor. So, you know, that lack of depth for Mackay is really going to be a problem if they have to play catch-up basketball. Oh, Burgess crashes the glass there, but unlucky to come up with it. Give it back to McCulley. They're just mindful to make sure that Bishop gets a touch every time, and with good reason. Kick out to Cox. Oh, she tries to create something. Brennan saves it. Bishop wide open for 3. It's good! You know, you've got to be lucky to be good. And you got to be good to be lucky. Just everything went their way there on that Townsville possession.
And Coach Horton's going to ring some subs as Freeburn comes off it. Can't get it to go. Koval, strong boards against Brennan. She gets
Koval's
the 2
a
on the
beast.
left. She is a beast.
And that's what she did in that first half against Townsville in the game that you and I
screen,
watched.
and Bishop's been called for an illegal pick. I thought it was okay, to be honest. No awareness from Delaney, but I'd be blaming her teammate who let her just walk into that one.
Yeah, that's right. And there was an absolute head snap. She didn't see that coming. And Abby will set another one like that.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, that she makes the best use of anyone in this league that I've seen of her 4 fouls and still managed to play 40 minutes a game.
And Koval checks out with McDermott.
She's tired.
Yeah, she's clearly got to be tired. We're only 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
But they definitely need it. She's a big threat for what they do. Without her out there, they just look a little bit stagnant. Burgess, she's going to settle for a long range
back.
too.
Oh,
not the hustle.
Great work from Mackay. Oh, but persistence there. And a lack of urgency from the Flames there to sort of secure that possession. We haven't saw. Here's Bishop coming on the break with Fowler. She's just got to look ahead, and there she does. Off the left hand, the silver medal All-Star 5 global member Alex Fowler with a left-handed touch finish. I'm a bit of a fan.
Yeah, the transition from Townsville's been outstanding in this early half. Mackay are going to need to do something about it because it's going to be a long
There we go, another moving screen, and Burgess, she looks immediately to the bench. She knows she's coming off.
And that's her second.
And you know, we spoke about the X factor of Jackie Zelenka coming off the bench. It's not a great matchup for her, though, if Alex Fowler immediately comes on.
Yeah.
Her speed at her position.
Lateral speed, is going to be an issue. But right now, they're going to stay in this 2-3 zone.
Stop the... Abby Bishop has a sub. I haven't seen this before, but you know, this sort of speaks to the type of roster that Townsville now has available.
Yeah,
is to play Cox, Fowler, Froling, Brennan, McCulley, offensive rebound, Froling, left hand no good, Fowler, offensive rebound.
And that's the luxury of having this group. They haven't had this group, so Bishop's had to play. They've been undermanned, as we see McCulley miss the 3 ball.
Convert, but Cox does a good job of tying it up, secures possession for Townsville. I wouldn't imagine we're going to see Bishop on the bench for too long. Maybe a minute here. I spoke to Coach Brennan about, you know,
Cox,
right on the
big corner 3.
Speaking of the other superstar, global international, Michaela Cox. But in transition, Jackie Zelenka proving me wrong. Outruns Alex Fowler. Great job, Jack.
And a solid finish on her non-preferred right hand.
John Casey's in the house.
24,
Mackay wouldn't be
14.
too disappointed. I mean, it's a 10, now 12-point lead, and Townsville is scoring at will.
That's the problem. It's the ease at which they're scoring and where they're scoring their buckets. It's at the rim. Mackay have got to force Townsville to the perimeter a little bit more. But then they got the trouble of
great
trying
back
to
pick.
board it.
There's Mullen.
Yeah.
Off the left hand. McCulley runs into Brennan. Stagnates the fast break. There's Fowler kick out. Cox 3. Long, no good. Koval
back into
big
the game.
rebound.
She turns it over.
That was going to be a reversal of force. Fowler hits the deck. Some great sense of urgency from both teams there. Great to see Lisa Brennan try to repay the favor. Offensive rebound, pickpocket situation. She checks out. And wrong again. The next substitution was not Abby Bishop. It's Eliza Fambro.
High scoring first quarter. Townsville with 26 points early in this one. Still 2.5 to play in the first. Is Zelenka. And this is the X factor.
Yeah. Forces Brendan to call a timeout.
Yep. And that
it feels good to be right. I mean,
happens so often.
It's familiar territory, but Jackie Zelenka doing exactly as what she needs to do for Mackay to stay in this game. They trail by 9, but big corner 3 forces Coach Brendan to take a timeout. For Mackay, this gives them the break. You know, Koval gets a chance to breathe.
Yep.
I know some consideration about maybe bringing Burgess back in. Is she on 2?
She's on 2.
She's on 2, so she'll sit the rest of the first quarter out.
Yeah, and especially while Bishop's out of the game, that's a good
and
time.
with Zelenka doing that job.
Yeah.
Chantel Thomas will come in too. She's a strong young player as well. Offers some size inside. If Townsville can't knock down that 3-point shot, she's a good rebounder. You know, she's a level head for them.
They've definitely got to compete on the boards. I mean, Townsville with Froling and Bishop, they just clean up everything, and actually Fowler in there too. It's going to be hard to get a rebound for Mackay, especially with Burgess on 2. She can't afford to be climbing over backs. But big 2 minutes here from Mackay. They can keep this one close enough so they've...
Well, and every time we've seen them come out of the timeout, they've been really well prepared. They've either got a score or a stop. Jamie Dovedin's one of my favorite dudes. Had a chance to coach with him a few years ago. Used to think he was an absolute nutter, but actually he's a really great guy with a great basketball mind. Ian Houghton's a legend.
Yeah.
So,
Jamie had a quick chat to him, and he did 2 junior rep teams this year for Mackay. Enjoyed that, and they had some success with his under-14 group and the 16s, and he's looking to get back into the state program.
Pass inside. Cox to Fowler.
Mackay need to tidy that up.
I mean, the cutters are just getting wherever they want. No one's getting bumped.
Yeah, and getting uncontested shots at the rim.
Oh, there's the switch out. Fowler's ability to guard guards. And
Zelenka wants it against
Fabro. Doing great work inside.
Yeah, and it's going to get Zelenka.
But it can only last for so long.
She's officially in beast mode right now.
And she needs to be. We said if Colville's going to get 30, Jackie's going to need to give him 15. Burgess, somewhere to 15 to 20. But the problem is...
gets ripped out straight away. She just came in and... Bishop.
Well, I reckon Bishop gave Coach the eyes and said, it's my time to shine. Did you see how I started early on? Get me back out there. Deservedly so.
With some good pressure on the inbounds, knocks that one back out. And Brennan comes in for Cox.
There we go. A couple of quick changes there for Townsville. Brennan back at the 3, Froling at the 4, with Bishop at the 5. Actually, Alex, this is the biggest lineup that we'd see for Townsville.
Oval gets a wide open 3, can't get it to go.
The big rebound is just fighting for it.
Yeah. Mackay not even sending anyone to the boards.
I think Coach Brennan's realized the lineup that he has out there at the moment and thought, let me send another guard in here, and Harriet Carey will look to check in. And this is the difficulty for Townsend as they turn the ball over is, and he said to me, they haven't played together all that much.
That's
so
exactly
trying
right.
New lineups in a quarterfinal is a bit risky.
Yeah. And you can see from that play there with that group, it was very stagnant, and they don't have a lot of offensive penetration with this group out there.
Carey, she'll check in at the 2 as Froling checks out from the, I think she was at the 4.
Koval's going to go one-on-one with, we're going to get Carey with a hole down low, I think.
She's another tough player too, so that matchup, Chantel Thomas and Harriet Carey, is an interesting one for people to watch. Foul counts to 4 for Townsville, so the next one will send Mackay to the free throw line. They find Mullen on the perimeter. She's well defended. Rachel McCulley comes up with the steal. Rachel McCulley played on some of those great Mackay teams that won championships, as Harriet Carey launches a 3-point from the corner. Cole's having to do everything, and she's good enough to be able to do everything. Here's Freeburn out of the ball screen. Carey switches back onto her. They give up the mid-range jumper, and she buries it. Good bit of a run here. Townsville stagnated on offense. Oh,
Fowler
just
running
as we
the
said
lanes.
that. Jeez, she's good.
Yeah. Those selectors knew what they were on about.
Yeah, well, she was never in doubt, apparently. Actually, no, she was always in doubt, apparently. People continue to underestimate her, and she proves people wrong, so good for her. Mullen. Chantel Thomas, tries to
flips up something that wasn't pretty, and Townsville are going to get this ball with 19.5 remaining in this.
Yeah, I understand Ian wants to sort of argue it, but it didn't look like a great selection, and if anything, it would have been one of those, the ref bailed him out for your poor choice that you made. So
he wouldn't have liked to be on the other end of that one, so fair's fair, as McCulley's going to wind it down. 10 left. High on ball from Fowler.
They go under. She gets the switch. Carey,
good pass
feed inside gets doubled.
And Fowler finishes
the
inside.
Magic touch.
And that puts it out to 13 at quarter time.
32 first quarter points for Townsville.
Townsville are on fire.
What an exciting lineup. Like, we've been we've just waiting to see this. We've seen parts of it throughout the year as various people have gone on international duties, and but this is the first time that they're all together, and unfortunately for Coach Houghton, it really came together in that first quarter. Abby Bishop started early on.
Yeah.
She could do no wrong. Townsville made their first 5 shots.
And I think Mackay will be wanting to change the tempo in this one for the second quarter. I don't think they can afford to play at this pace. I mean, Townsville transition.
And they need to disrupt whoever the facilitator is.
Yeah.
You know, everything is too easy. So they have to find some happy medium of saying, well, we don't want to play that pace, but we can't let Townsville get whatever they want. There needs to be more physicality about it. Maybe someone picking up a cheap foul to send a message of saying, hey, the second quarter, we're going to be more physically committed to this. People aren't just going to waltz through the key and get whatever touch they want.
Yeah, I'd be looking at when Cox and McCulley aren't out there together. I'd be certainly looking to deny the ball into either one of them that's on the floor and make a Brennan or a Fowler or someone have the ball in their hand. Yep, Carey. I mean, they're not super strong ball handlers. I'd be looking to get up and in there and just disrupt them because they've got to slow them down. At the moment, it's just a track meet. Fowler and Bishop running the lanes.
Yeah, and Townsville punishing them with that depth. You know, Alex Fowler came on. Zelenka did a great job. She came off the bench. 5 quick points for them. But that was negated by Fowler's impact as well. So Mackay can't afford to be trading baskets. They need this to be a 60-70 game, and when you give up 32 in the first quarter, it's unlikely to end up in that scenario.
Just looking at some quick stats here out of that first quarter. Abby Bishop, 14 points in the first quarter.
14.
Has yet to miss a shot, 100% from the field. And a little cameo from Alex Fowler off the bench with 10 points.
10?
10.
4 minutes?
4 minutes 55.
Oh,
so
wow. She'll get to stick around for a bit longer.
So, she's having... Well, she's just carrying on from where she left off at the World Championships.
Yeah,
that's for sure. As we're underway here in the second quarter.
Cox is on the bench for Townsville and Carey's in for her.
Yeah, look, against this zone, which Mackay have come out, they need some
flare screen. Oh, they just got to swing it. Carey.
Fowler wide open the baseline. That's short, but they don't clean it up, Mackay, or do they?
Tough. If you're going to go to that zone, you know, Townsville is one of the best offensive rebounding teams. You give up, you know, like you contest the shot, but you got to find bodies then out of uncomfortable positions.
I've got to give a little shout out to.
I have several shout outs to give. What's yours?
I've got a shout out to Shaylee Ward and Shaylee Browning.
Oh, right, okay.
Down in freezing cold Bendigo.
Right. I hear the weather's hit really bad down there.
Yep, they're on schoolgirl duties and playing for Queensland in the.
Did they start today?
They start tomorrow. They play Western Australia tomorrow morning. So the 2 youngsters out of the lineup for the Flames, but they've been replaced ably by this.
Rebound by Burgess. Can't convert, though. Koval comes up with it. She's blocked. She's fouled. That schoolgirls team is actually impacting a few KBL teams around the league. I believe Ipswich have lost 2. Grace Ellis, Catherine McGregor. So, you know, some of these final teams are having to do without them. But with all due respect to Browning and Ward, with the lineup that's available here for Townsville tonight, they would have been nailed to the bench like I was my whole career. So good luck to them chasing a medal for Queensland tonight.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow.
Beginning tomorrow, a week-long tournament. And shout out to the parents that have been fortunate enough to go down there.
Oh, the lovely Alison Ward.
Well, let's not go too far, but I was thinking Megan Colwell's down there, and so
she's lovely too.
Kaz Parker, they're all down there. Tony Parker, he's
right. Well, stay warm, everybody, and stay safe. All right. It was 29 degrees here today. Loved it.
Shout out to Andrew Browning, who's doing it solo down there on his own.
Alex goes inside, gets her pocket picked. Good hands from Burgess there. We digressed a little for a while, but
well, we had a little stoppage in play, so it come at the right time. But Townsville inbounding 16 on the shot clock. Bounce pass through the middle of the keyway from McCulley.
Just getting all kinds of experimental.
Poor pass from Brennan gets picked off, and then it's equally bad from Burgess.
I wouldn't be surprised to see either coach here take a timeout and just blast their team. It's gotten a bit sloppy in the first minute of the second quarter, and it is a quarterfinal.
And no score in the second quarter yet as Brennan lets go another 3-ball.
Long off the iron.
Yeah.
Well contested by Fowler, but McDermott comes up with it, gives it to Freeburn, one-on-one versus McCulley.
She'll be hard to stop once she gets this deep in the paint. She just barges Fowler out of the way. No call, but it's a poor pass. And Townsville throw it away. And it is a sloppy start as we
Another opportunity to talk about how good Alex Fowler is. Here's an international import that she can switch on to. Does a great job defending. If anything, the video reviews, John Fenwick will know this. He'll look and say that should have been an offensive foul. He always agrees with me.
McCulley putting the pressure on McDermott.
Some other good games going on tonight, too. I can't wait to see the start of that Ipswich-Rocky game. A full-strength Rip City against the defending two-time champions.
Get busy, and it doesn't eventuate. Townsville, good defensive play. Yet some top-quality quarter-final action around the league. We'll have some scores as they unfold.
I believe this was the first game to tip off. They tip it away from Bishop. And
she doesn't bother to run back, and Freeburn goes
big
against the bigger
block.
Brennan.
Lisa Brennan elevated 3-4 feet off the ground. No, maybe I had a bad angle on it.
I just don't think she could get out of the way.
All right, well, she blocked it with 2 hands, shoved it back in that player's face.
And still no score in this second quarter. It has been a rather sloppy opening 2 minutes.
Well, I said Coach Houghton would want a 60-70 game, so, or in that range.
Oval gets a good look from the 3. It's short.
McCulley comes up with it. She's double teamed. Burgess is slow. They find Cox. She's reluctant to take the early 3, probably with a good reason. They need a good look here. Another bounce pass.
Poor pass, though. Right idea. She was there against the small thing, but this zone has temporarily just holded Townsville's momentum.
Yeah, well, in transition, they haven't got anything, and they can't find anything. They're unwilling to take the early 3 now because they haven't had a good look, so a good adjustment from Townsville.
Back cuts as
Burgess.
Burgess can't move.
Jeez. She got bullied out of the way.
She's lucky she didn't pick up a foul there. Would have been a third as Bishop in transition thinks about the 3, puts on the floor. Brennan, extra pass to McCulley.
Pass.
And she gets a good
Rattles
look.
out. Burgess doing what she's expected to do, anchoring that, defensive rebounding for Mackay.
Koval likes
if
it.
They can get a score here, Mackay right back in it.
Delaney, wide open 3. It's long.
Oh, good.
Good hustle from McDermott. Cox didn't get a body on her.
No, she had her body alone, but she felt she had position. She was going to pick up a foul and gave up on it. So good job, Kelsey McDermott there, chasing that O-board.
Great hustle. Back to 11. Mackay with 10. The first point.
Oh, no, back to 11.
And Bishop, uncharacteristic.
Coach Brennan wants a timeout surely here. Talk it over. You haven't had a score in 3.5 minutes.
Dumps it inside to Koval. She goes up.
Block from behind from Froling.
She looks dangerous down there, though. She's establishing position well, Koval. Just a 1 inch or 2 undersized down there is, against the bigger front line of Townsville. I look to reset here. Burgess gets in the post.
Oh, they find Delaney on that flare. Long off the glass, no good. Another failed opportunity from Townsville, but they come up with a loose rebound.
Cox in transition, super confident.
Yeah.
And Mackay clean it up. Not sure that's the shot they want when they haven't scored.
Well, she had turned it down a few times already, and maybe she thought that time, well, look, if I keep turning it down, they're going to keep sagging off.
Delaney blows by McCulley, and she'll get to the line. So this is... Mackay haven't been able to capitalise, really. I mean, they've only scored the 1 bucket themselves.
But Coach Houghton is ecstatic right now.
Yeah, and this is the tempo they want. They want this thing to,
a few
grind
fouls.
They need to grind it. And, Delaney needs to reward herself with some free throws here.
Alex Delaney, who will be playing for the Sydney Flames, I believe, in this coming WNBL season. So very much a top-level prospect. Buries both free throws. Cuts the lead to 9. 6 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Delaney averaging 13 points a game throughout the season in 30 minutes. Full time as Bishop finds Brennan.
They're just going to sag off her.
Yep. They want her shooting the ball. Her numbers have been bad.
If they're going to double team other people.
Yep.
She's played at the highest level before. She knows what she needs to do.
Freeburn with a tough move. Once
Mullen out rebound. I mean, this is becoming a problem for Townsville. The amount of offensive rebounds that they've conceded tonight is very un-Townsville-like. Wardy, I'm going to trust you on the stats here. But Townsville would have to be one of the best rebounding teams across the league. They would generally not give up this amount of offensive rebounds in a quarter. So
Bishop and Froling are just vacuums under there, so they're both averaging double-figure boards on the season.
Now they've gone into smaller lineup, this 3-guard lineup with maybe Michaela Cox at the 3.
Bishop
big block from Bishop.
And the stiff arm just to move her out of the way, and then pulls up
transition 3. Oh, no good. Oh, Cox tries to chase it down and almost does.
I wouldn't think Coach Brennan's happy. And Bishop
put her hand up and said, "Look, my bad,
that was
my
a
bad."
rush of blood.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, there's some pressure right now to see the scoreboard take over. 5 minutes, 0 scores.
Yep, and we have Jackie Zelenka getting ready to check in, so if she can be that little spark that she was in the first quarter, that'll go as Koval steps back to 3 and
long off the back iron, but it was dead on line.
Yep. Mackay pushes the ball, trying to get the transition. Fabro into the game
take
for
the corner 3.
She can't get it to go, but there's the vacuum cleaner in Froling.
They did a good job walling up on her, preventing the offensive putback.
Still in this zone defense. Cox into Bishop.
Well,
she
gets around Burgess. Left hand, she's fouled that time at Koval.
Yep.
And that's what they need.
Yeah.
They need to get to the free throw line, see the ball go through the hoop, start feeling better about themselves.
That's only the first personal on Erica Koval, so that's good news for Mackay. They certainly need her in the game. But she checks out. Have a little rest. This was about the same time in the first quarter that she checked out, so likes 5-minute spurts. As Bishop finally gets Townsville on the board in this second quarter.
She was on 14 points in the first quarter?
Yeah.
Now that's her 15th point. 5, actually 10 minutes of actually without a score now before making back-to-back free throws. So they need to find her some more comfortable touches, maybe play through that facilitation. If they send the double, play it of its own, find a cutter, something. Froling all over Zelenka.
Freeburn working against Cox. Oh, nearly got away with the travel. No, she didn't get away with that because the referee.
She just had to think about it. She had to count to 3.
She just knew it didn't look right.
That's right.
And she just had to process it.
And no one argued.
And here we go as Townsville looking as McCulley slices 2 and Cox wide open 3. For 3.
No good.
No rebound.
Collects the offensive rebound. They close out hard and turns it over. Unlucky.
Freeburn
that leads to a transition opportunity. Oh, great chase from Eliza Fabro. Is their most improved player vote? Mine goes to Eliza Fabro for 15 weeks of the year. She's just been so good for them. Available every round.
Yep. Yeah, no,
and here she is playing with 4 absolute studs. Coach Brennan trusting her to be able to get the job done, and she did not play.
Yeah, she's been fantastic, averaging 18 minutes a game this season. Fabro, as Bishop forces one up, and is that Delaney or?
I think that was Delaney.
Yeah, they're going to call it on Delaney, which is a good call from Mackay because
that's the first.
Burgess was the other player in the vicinity, and they didn't want her picking up her third as we have a timeout.
Well, credit to Mackay in the last. For the first 5 minutes, absolutely stagnating Townsville, taking them out of rhythm, making Townsville just question themselves around what types of shots they want to take. They have so many weapons, and they want to be unselfish because the first quarter was about dishing, distribution, assists for scores. That dried up, and Mackay managed to peg it back a little. The problem for Mackay is they've only put up 23 points.
Yeah, they just haven't capitalised on this good defensive run where they've been able to slow them down. They just haven't been able to get a couple of back-to-back buckets and keep the pressure right on Townsville. But look, they'd be really happy because this thing could have got ugly really quickly coming out of that quarter time, being down 13. It could have blown out.
Well, we were at 32 at quarter time.
Yeah. So
we're at 34, and there's only 4 minutes left.
It's 2-4 this quarter.
Yeah, so that's right.
It's not exactly setting the world on fire after that blistering start.
So that first quarter, we're going to advertise women's basketball absolutely around the nation with that. Then we're going to delete the video from this second quarter.
It's just leveled out.
Because I'm all about, that excitement and that fun, and people talk about defense, blah, blah, blah. But, Mackay.
It's overrated.
Yeah, it is.
Always has been.
Let's shoot some threes, all right? Let's get some transition layups.
Crowd just starting to build nicely. Is a double header. Townsville fortunate to have both teams qualify for a home quarter final.
Can't wait to see that Mackay Heat game. It's going to be an absolute and Mackay will come in with full confidence. Geez, that Townsville roster is depleted.
It is depleted. A couple of wounded soldiers, so it's Mackay have got a great opportunity.
I did a few early games this year of the Heat, though. Depleted roster. Geez, they played well. I'm super excited for that one.
Freeburn lets go a big 3, and it can't drop, and McCulley grabs a rebound.
They decide not to run out of that one. Organize a good set here. Mackay stays in that zone, as they should. Ball screen, McCulley, kick out. Cox, she turns down the 3. Feeds it to Froling inside. Left hand, no good. Couldn't get it over Zelenka, who, you know, crafty, probably a little bit of body in there. Just showed hands. Mullen with the ball. Inside touch. Burgess can't find the back cutter. And McDermott.
She's just going to force the shot up.
She's a stagnant offense. Both teams, they.
Bishop running hard. Nice
kick ahead for Fabro. Well, Bishop, realizing she couldn't corral the ball, decides to the tip pass instead. That shows up on the stat sheet. How good will it be for the Townsville Fire to have a player the likes of Abby Bishop?
Beautiful.
McDermott, great rip and go. Offensive rebound.
Can't get it to go.
Fabro comes up with it. Here's a 2-on-1. What's the decision to make here, Eliza? The kick out to McCulley. MIP. MIP.
Passes it up. Cox gets a good look.
Good.
And Burgess knocks it. And
Bishop clever there, decided not to crash the glass from that three-point trail position. Stopped the fast break opportunity.
And without Koval out there, they just look a little rattled at Mackay in their offensive sets.
Well, she's due to come back.
Bishop another three go. That's no good. And Townsville trying to bury this one away in the first half.
They just want to pick up where they were in that first quarter and say, that's where I want to be right now. That we were feeling good about it.
They have extended this to 15, so they've got things back on their terms. As Zelenka, a little shake and bake action.
Big offensive rebound from Burgess.
Mode again, and she plucks it between Frolling, who picks up the foul. And we have Alex Fowler checking in. As we see Burgess and Zelenka go to the bench. And Willis and Koval come back in for Mackay. Fabro, Frolling to the bench. And Brennan checks in with Fowler. So
another difficult lineup for Mackay to manage, but you know, so far it's been working. They just have to find ways to get the ball through the hoop, and the player with the ball in her hands is probably the answer.
McMullen throws it into Koval. Bishop gets a reach and doesn't get a call. Koval with an athletic move.
She's
long from McMullen. She gets it. McDermott.
They are just staying in it with persistence and tough stuff.
Just can't finish Mackay, and we're going to get a hands foul here from Koval. That's her second personal. She's not in any foul trouble.
Speaking of games around the league, Gold Coast, Logan playing in Gold Coast, I believe. Scores are tied. Actually, Logan have just taken a three-point lead. They're up 37-33, 2 minutes to go in the first half. We saw a masterclass performed by Michaela Roof a few weeks ago when they came up.
They were fantastic that night, Logan. Based on that form, they definitely in the hunt.
Great little drop pass. Bishop to Fowler.
And Fowler is finishing beautifully tonight. That's one area where she can, at times, just have a rim in and out, but she's been spot on tonight and finished beautifully.
Yeah, her confidence is certainly
through the roof. And I think she said that in one of her media briefings that she's done since her return.
Absolute steal for the University of Portland to pick up, you know, this mid-major. We're going to pick up a kid from Townsville. Apparently she's okay. Actually, she's an All-Star 5 member amongst her cohort across the world.
Yeah.
So good luck to her.
Great pickup from University of Portland. They'll have double trouble there with Haley, another Townsville junior, Haley.
Another one of my favorites. And Bishop to Fowler again.
Is Bishop playing the point now?
Yeah, well, point forward. I mean, she can do it all, right?
And right now we're at 19. Mackay desperately looking to add to their score. They've only had the 4 points in this quarter.
Yeah, the well is absolutely dried up for them. Koval's not feeling it. McDermott takes a heavily contested three-point shot and makes it. Makes it off the glass. Brennan could do no more than contest that shot without fouling.
Bishop looking dangerous here.
I thought she was going to take that, but gives it to Brennan. Redemption.
Koval lets it go from halfway, finds the backboard, but that's it, half-time. 42 to Townsville Flames, 26 to the Mackay Meteorettes. Townsville looking reasonably comfortable with a 16-point half-time.
That bank three-pointer just maybe gives Mackay a bit of a feel that, hey, we're still in this. It might be artificial, you know, it was manufactured, and it's a lot of luck based on that, but it's still 3 points on the board. So, you know, Coach Coach Houghton's got to sell them on the idea that, hey, we're still in this. We played a great quarter, maybe actually a great 8 minutes. Those last 2 minutes were a bit spotty there.
Yeah.
Foul on that baseline was just too wide open and Bishop uncontested. And they scored some easy points after finding it really difficult. So if they can refine that formula of stagnating Townsville's potent offense, and find Koval some touches.
Yeah, they just got to find some points. They just don't, at the moment, they just don't look like they've got the points in them. Koval's working overtime down there. Freeburn's been reasonably quiet from an offensive output point of view. And, Zelenka was a little cameo there in the first quarter. So they're going to need all those players to fill some buckets up in the second half to get themselves back into this one. And for Townsville, well, they just keep on keeping on. They've got all positions covered. They've got plenty of experience. You'd think that they'd be able to close this one out with a commanding half-time lead.
On that note, then, we'll take a break. The 13 minutes left here in the
half-time interval.
Half-time interval, so we'll probably come back around the 2-minute mark.
Okay, welcome back to this quarterfinal clash. Women's QBL, Townsville Flames leading by 16 against the Mackay Meteorettes. And just looking at some of the stats from that first half, the key ones, Abby Bishop, outstanding with 18 points in that first half. She had 14 in the first quarter, so she did slow up a little bit in the second quarter, but 66% from the field. And the other big one is Alex Fowler off the bench. 14 points on 7 of 8 shooting, 87%. Absolutely fantastic.
Her work on the glass would have been good as well.
Yes, she's picked up, what have we got? Something got her down for 1 rebound, which seems...
Well, those statisticians are wrong.
Actually, three rebounds.
3 rebounds, all right.
But
14 points, 3 rebounds, 10 minutes a game time.
Yeah,
pretty good.
She was fantastic. And on the other side, it's been a bit more of an even spread for Mackay. Freeburn 2 played the whole first half, which is not unusual for her. McDermott with 5, Burgess 4, Delaney 4, Koval 6, but she's on 2 of 13
2 of
shooting,
13,
15%. So that's a story right there. And Jackie Zelenka, 5 points off the bench at 50%, had a really good impact in that first quarter.
What I do like to see is Koval didn't give up on the offensive glass, worked hard. You know, she generated, I think, 7 rebounds for herself.
4 offensive rebounds. So that just shows you she's working tirelessly. She's undersized in there against the bigger front line of Townsville.
Yep. We've got about 20 seconds here before we start off the second half, and we're record setting tonight. Carl Ward, we are setting records. I'm being told that this is our most viewed game ever. All right, so thank you for tuning in. We want to acknowledge the people that are tuning in via YouTube. Leave us a comment on YouTube. We will give you a shout out. Darcy Garbin, one of my all-time favorite players. I own more singlets than any other player. She's watching from Western Australia. Coach Foss, who's working tonight, unfortunately can't be here, does a lot of technical stuff. He's, tuning in tonight, so shout out to the both of you. As we get the second half underway here.
Mackay looking to start this second half in a positive manner. Koval going to work against Bishop, backing it down. Little left hand.
Oh, unlucky. Great move, but couldn't finish. Left hand now 2 of 14. And that starts to weigh on her, like her inability to convert at the basket.
But they definitely needed to be aggressive because I can't see them eating into this margin if she's not scoring.
She's got to be thinking I'm 0 of 1. All right, we start from here. Or maybe I haven't taken a shot yet.
Yeah.
She has to have that hunting mentality.
Townsville inbounding the ball baseline. 8 seconds on the shot clock as McCulley finds Brennan, who attacks the rim, throws up a little floater. It won't go.
Koval tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with Townsville. Find Bishop, plays the facilitator role, which she did really well. Oh, Delaney was just a step slow there.
Yeah.
Picked up the foul, but Bishop did a great job in that second quarter of playing facilitator. Things weren't going for her, but in that high-low action, as Fowler was working the baseline, had 2 easy buckets that she found Fowler for. She just attracts so much attention. That time, not a great pass.
Threw it at her feet. It was out LBW.
I don't even know what that means.
Leg before wicket.
No. Shout out to Richard Goodbody, who might be watching tonight and knows how interested I am in cricket. So throw me more of those cricket references.
And another shout out to our co-commentator, Mark Roble, who's been laid up.
Mark Roble, the alpha dog of this group, had some surgery and is unable to return to duties quite yet as Froling finds McCulley long off the iron, no good.
And Delaney in transition, she's pushing hard down to Freeburn in the corner. She looks back to Delaney, inside to Burgess. She's going to go one-on-one against Froling using her big frame.
Down,
and she's been called for the offensive foul, and that's her 3rd personal. And Coach Horton is sucking in the big ones.
She is so strong. It doesn't take much. If she lowers that shoulder a little bit, everyone goes, Carl Ward, you would go flying. A man of your size takes that shoulder. It's an absolute charge. And, so her strength at times works against her. And I think that's what Ian Houghton is arguing to the referee.
Froling is going to pick up one over the back here.
And Coach Houghton earned that one, actually. He had been working that referee the whole possession. And as soon as Froling flew over, it was an automatic whistle to get him off her back.
Townsville matched up man-to-man. Brennan with the job on Koval. Mackay picking up.
At that horn set, Koval gets the switch. Bishop back. Oh, and that probably could have been. Oh, Brennan, that's interesting, isn't it?
Brennan wore it right in the middle of the chest, and they went with the no call.
I don't see. Actually, I see Coach Brennan asking the question. Right through the chest, is he saying?
Yeah, definitely outside the charge circle, so that wasn't in the equation. Delaney rips it against Bishop. Good cut from Koval against Brennan, and she scores.
There you go. In her mind, she's 1 of 2 now.
Yeah, that's right. And all of a sudden, Mackay just eked this one back to 11, and still in this 2-3 zone, forcing Townsville on the perimeter. Brennan lets go a big 3, and she
just can't get
one. She's 0 of 5 now, and they haven't been even close. So nice pass from Burgess.
Delaney back out to Freeburn.
And she's been fouled by Bishop, and she'll go to the line to shoot 3, and has a chance to reduce this one to 8. And Coach Brennan has seen enough at the start of this third. Yeah, Mackay with all the momentum early here in the third.
It has been a tale of like the first 5 minutes and everything else.
Yeah, it's definitely, Townsville had that ridiculously fast start. It was just high octane, you know, transition, pull-up threes. But since then, it's really just been a grind for them, and they've played right into Mackay's hands.
And Mackay have really done the job that they wanted. They forced the shots to come from the players that they would prefer those shots to come from. They've found bodies generally on offensive glass. They've really limited Townsville's ability to crash the offensive rebounds. Froling, Fowler, Bishop, Brennan, they've sort of negated them. Yeah, and then, you know, like now it's back to that 60-70 grind that we talked about.
They've got Brennan at shooting 0 of 6. You've got Froling 1 of 3, Cox 1 of 7, and McCulley 1 of 4. So you see those shooting, apart from Bishop and Fowler, they've really struggled to get any offensive.
And this might be the chance for actually an assistant coach to talk to Coach Brennan and say, hey, look, that Bishop-Fowler combination really has been working well for us. Maybe we go back to it for a few minutes, just see if we can find some easy scores, and then that loosens things up for the Brennans, the Coxes, the McCulleys.
Yeah. Yeah, and if this pattern continues for the next minute or two, they're definitely going to have to make some changes, because they're inviting Mackay back into this one. Freeburn, she's in the line for 3 shots after being fouled by Bishop, and reduces the margin to 10. 2 free throws still to come. That one's good.
2 of 3.
Yep.
There we go, a single-digit lead here for Townsville.
Misses a
2 of 3, but Burgess, what a beast on the glass. Koval gets blocked though.
And she's going to
picks up the foul. That's unfortunate for her. Yeah, just, you know, frustration from getting blocked.
I would have liked to see her just pull up on that one there and not actually go to the rim, just shoot the little 2 or 3 footer.
Coach Houghton again working the referee as he should. But that's Koval's third, so we're in dangerous territory.
Danger period for them as Bishop gets at the elbow. She's going to set an on-ball for McCulley. Finds Froling.
Just nothing's really aggressive coming out of these on-balls. And everything's Cox. Just like lateral, east-west. You know, there needs to be more attacking. Force the attacker to, or the help defender to come to you and then kick out.
Poor pass from Burgess. She had the right idea, but poor execution. And especially with those Mackay imports on 3, Brennan's going to get called for the offensive foul. That is the Isabella Anstey.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, she's just raised
John Fenwick, I know you guys listen to the commentary afterwards. I want to hear your explanation for that one.
And that's a big call. Mackay with a chance.
She's not even stepping outside of a circle. It's an unfortunate.
And now McCulley hands in, and the referees are going to tighten this one up. And Coach Brennan is
justifiably asking the question, what's happened here?
The referee supervisor's been in there at halftime. That's what's happened.
That's right. Jackie Maggs, what have you done to this game? We love Jackie Maggs. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Great servant to basketball. As Jackie is Delaney puts on the floor against Froling.
She has really just had such a hard time, and actually 2
on the shot, then you're going to turn it over, and good pressure from the Flames.
Froling is such a versatile.
Great
Froling
hands from Freeburn. She shook that one loose. Cox, and Froling's going to pick up a cheap foul, and that's the 5th team foul, and that will send Mackay to the line. 6 minutes still remaining in this third.
Just so much frustration here from this Townsville group at the moment around the way the game is being played. Froling will have to sit. That was her 3rd. I didn't see the paddle go up, and I'm going to check the stats here just real quick. It was her 3rd foul, so Alex Fowler will check in for her.
This is a great situation for Mackay in the bonus. There's still 6 minutes in this score. That's going to get them some easy buckets.
This is absolutely the rhythm that they wanted. You know, slow the game down, play out of free throw situations, limit transition opportunities, convert from the free throw line. You know, Heidi Freeburn, it was a very smart recruit for Coach Houghton last year. Unfortunately, his daughter got injured in both seasons. Probably would have played really well with Jill. But a quality, unrestricted player, those types of players you need to compete for championships.
And just like that, Mackay have reduced this 16-point halftime margin down to 7. It's been all Mackay as Cox lets go another 3, hit back rims, and they just cannot buy a bucket. And Mackay, a chance to really eat into this lead.
I mean, that zone has just really done such a good job of just forcing them and not allowing them to find a rhythm.
Koval 1 out against Brennan. She likes this. She wants to go to work.
Oh, great job from Brennan. Well contested. And Burgess is going to pick up. Oh, no.
It's going to be on Bishop. Yeah. It's going to be on. Yeah, Bishop's going to get called for that one. And this is where we see this bonus come into play. They're just going to get to the line as Jackie Zelenka's going to check in, and she's going to give Koval
a breather.
And she's definitely playing in these 4 or 5 minutes stints.
Koval's on 3 fouls.
Yep.
You know, she can maybe rest here. Momentum is going Mackay's way as Burgess converts the first free throw.
Yeah.
Danger signs here for Townsville.
Yeah, it was
like everything seemed comfortable and easy, and maybe they got a bit complacent. Burgess misses the second, but they're going to need to find some comfortable scores to feel good about themselves again and get running. And
definitely
here's the double.
Makes sense to get into Bishop against Burgess, who's on 3. But
they left her wide open that time, though. And you can't do that. You can't leave Abby Bishop shooting 53% from 3.
Yeah.
Arguably the league MVP, the most talented player shooting that level percentage that wide open. You've got to find some way.
Good speed, and that's going to drop from McDermott. That's a hell of a play. Wall the contact, shot the ball off balance. It goes.
Great answer to that Bishop 3.
And lead at 7. Bishop floats into the high post. She's got the smaller Freeburn on her. Still
they try to find her again.
Good
they
pass
do.
From
Great
Fowler.
touch from Fowler.
Beautiful.
Short corner catch. Bishop's dives to the basket. Tap.
Brennan.
Bishop gets a great score. Hey, great job from Lisa Brennan.
From
overhelp there from Bishop. Burgess wide open.
Delaney with a lovely feed. Brennan with a good job locking Delaney up. But
back to 7. Such a good game here now.
Yeah. Brennan
it's
puts
not
it on
that
the floor.
We were
good
worried
pass
about.
inside. Fowler should have gone up.
Reward herself.
Brennan's going to penetrate again. McCulley gets a little 10-footer, and it's good.
And now things are starting to take over. I wouldn't be surprised here to see Coach Houghton just take a timeout, stymie them. Back-to-back baskets for Townsville, something we haven't seen for a while.
Zelenka with the spin move on Fowler. Gets her own board. Kick out. Burgess going to let the 3 go. No. Decides better of it. Delaney, she will, because she's deadly.
Brennan tries to sell the foul. No good.
Doesn't go. They'd be happy with that look, though.
Well, Mackay are tiring right now. And Fowler has great hands.
Maybe in a hand, she's going to pick up a cheap one. And
they're going to walk up the court and shoot another 2 free throws here.
Yeah. Is it just me? There has been a lot of balls shook loose tonight.
Well, they've tried to play for it. We saw it early on. Brennan had that offensive rebound. Cole tipped it away. She answered with that. There's a lot of that offensive rebound, just jam up on them or tip it from behind. And there, Fowler sort of lost control of her momentum and just barreled into a player. And, for Townsville, not the best player to foul.
No, but
as
she
I
misses.
actually put the Mickey on her. But Alex Delaney is an excellent shooter.
Yeah. And she makes the second. reduces it. Yeah, Koval with a quick 2-minute break, and she's back out there. And Delaney, who looks rather fatigued.
Yeah, Coach Brennan here trusting the two teenagers, Alex Fowler, Eliza Fabro, alongside Lisa Brennan, Abby Bishop, and Rachel McCulley. They're just going to stay in this zone. It's worked for them.
McCulley, good penetration. Brennan, that's
a bit too fancy, but
yep,
Townsville managed to survive. Rip through. Fowler converts off the right hand.
She has been fantastic.
She's given them absolutely what they needed. Some easy baskets inside, something at the rim. Get organized in their D-trains, and it just ignites other players. I watched Lisa Brennan, her activity level on defense there, jamming up, 3-4 feet outside that three-point line.
Yeah, she can't take a moment's rest guarding Koval. Bird just lucky to get away with a poor pass there. Referees deem it come off the foot.
10-point game here, 3 minutes. Freeburn goes left, comes back right, buries it over McCulley, cuts the lead to 8. And she's not a player you want to give rhythm to.
No, she can score in a hurry. Koval closes out, and Freeburn underneath Abby Bishop's armpit, who throws a poor pass. Fabro on the back cut. Little miscommunication there on the Flames' behalf, and they give the ball back to Mackay.
Yeah. Just a little bit of predetermination of what was going to happen. Bishop assuming on that, the way that was defended, that Fabro would pop back, and she decided to pursue her cut. And as a young player, developing the reads is something that takes a long time.
Wow, that was a
terrible shot. Yeah, I mean, you were kind. You said tough. That was terrible. Mullen, Mackay needed a much better shot to occur there.
Bishop just launches a big three.
And buries the triple!
Are you kidding me?
Mullen in her face, sinking her confidence. Oh, and speaking of confidence, then she gets yanked. Poor Mullen. Mick Mullen. Jamison McMullen, did she used to play for the districts? I thought it was a different player. Anyhow, Jamison McMullen, poor thing.
Jamison, I know, is a wine, mate, but anyway, that's another story. Is Freeburn.
Oh, are we talking wines now? All right, well, we're going to tune out and we're going to bring up a different topic. As
Bongi into the game.
But Bongi, yes.
First
pressure moment.
Jackie Zelenka drops the triple.
The X Factor, Jackie Zelenka.
She is letting them know about it. Very vocal. Jackie Zelenka after making that bucket.
As she should, she needs to bring that.
Brennan gets herself in trouble. And
take confidence from that.
And Brennan's going to pick up a foul. They're calling for unsportsmanlike, but that's never going to be the case. But once again, we see this 80-foot walk to the other end.
Yep, this has been a painful 5 minutes of defense here for Townsville off of these types of plays where fouls have occurred and they've just allowed Mackay to walk up to the free throw line and tick over that scoreline. I was joking around when I said 60 to 70. It very likely could end up that.
Yep. Yeah, this game is just grinding. And I mean, apart from Bishop hitting some big three balls, this thing would be very tight.
Now, Fowler did some good work, helping out.
Yeah. Koval makes both free throws.
But it's really been a two-man show. They need Kelly Cox to step up here. They need Lisa Brennan to step up here. They need Rachel McCulley to step up.
It's been a 10-point winning quarter to Mackay, reducing the 16-point halftime margin.
Oh, look at the attention. Bishop draws.
Bishop.
And I'm not sure who the foul was going to be on.
And Ian Horton just getting a warning. But I thought she might have been a bit lucky there. She did take on 4 players. She was surrounded.
She was, but the momentum suggests that she got bumped from someone. And if I'm Ian Horton, I'd be pretty happy the way the game's been called so far. Yeah. Townsville still aren't in the bonus.
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, they are now.
No, they're not. There's 4 fouls. So the next one they will be. Meanwhile, Mackay's been operating the bonus for 6 or so minutes.
Bishop throws for a
great cut.
She run into Thomas.
And that's the type of defense that they need to do. I don't care if that's a foul. They need to bump those people because early on, that was just too easy for Townsville.
Great.
So Chantel Thomas, I think that's a great sidestep. Bump that premier point guard.
Yep.
Let her know next time. Actually, maybe I won't come through the key that way.
Cox gets the result.
The problem for Chantel is that Michaela shoots the free throw at over 90% every season. So
she's actually 83% on this QBL season, Michaela Cox. So she's not someone you want to go to the line. We've got an inexperienced lineup out there for Mackay at the moment.
Just Coach Houghton just trusting, like, let's throw in Babongi and see what happens. Freeburn, step back!
Oh.
Step back long two. Oh, wow. But, she buries it, and it helps the scoreboard tick over.
McCulley pass. She's going to kick it out to McCulley, who gets middle penetration.
Grapevine inside. McCulley so unselfish and just Fowler so aware.
Alex Fowler having a field day.
That's an offensive foul. Well called there. Great lateral movement from Alex Fowler. Have I mentioned I'm a bit of a fan of her game? Maybe once or twice, but that's a veteran move. Someone moving at speed and recognizing I probably have the athletic advantage,
Yeah, Zelenka, she was charging.
And willing to sacrifice her body to go. It may go either way, but I'm going to back myself here. So Coach Brennan would likely reward her with continued minutes. We are getting coverage here coast to coast. I mentioned Perth, Australia. We're getting people tuning in from Tasmania. Brad Can, a local favorite, just loving our coverage as Ivy Bishop can't bury that corner triple.
And Mackay with a chance to reduce this 8-point margin. Zelenka going to work. She's got some confidence.
She's scared.
Thomas against the smaller McCulley, backing her in, up against Bishop. Tough ass. And Bishop says, not in my house. Is
16 seconds here.
Veteran
Michaela, does she recognize the shot clock? She does.
McCulley. Bishop. I'd be keeping it. Bobongi drifting off.
The ball is moving in so many hands here.
Freeburn looks at the clock. 2 seconds. Thomas lets it fly. Nearly kills Matt White on the baseline. And there we have it. 3/4 time. Mackay doing a great job reducing that 16-point margin to 8. Townsville lead at 58-50.
An absolute ball game now, like a 5-point margin. This threatened to be a blowout where I was thinking, well, how am I going to make this interesting? What are we going to talk about? Because this is going to be a 30, 40-point margin.
And it is definitely game on.
Mackay are right back in it.
Yeah.
And, Zelenka came off the bench, like we predicted.
Yeah.
Did a great job. Burgess has been a beast inside. Koval really needs to produce, though, in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, but they were lucky that last couple of minutes they were able to rest Koval. They had Burgess on the bench. They went with that younger group. Bobongi played a couple of handy minutes, but no damage was done.
Yeah.
They've got the rest into Koval. She needs to come out, and she's going to have to play 10 minutes here. She can't afford to be just 5-minute spells now.
Heidi Freeburn's been an absolute stud for them.
Couple of big buckets.
Big buckets, just willing to help the scoreboard tick over. I have no idea what her stats are at the moment, but she's just been a presence, forcing people to account for her. And she's actually 3 of 7, 10 points. Really good numbers for her.
Yeah, and
she's played the whole time.
The full 30, so you've got to take your hat off. The intensity, she's at the point. She's not getting any easy rest out there. She's got ball in hand a lot. So it's a fantastic physical effort from Heidi. And she's going to have to go again for another 10 here to give her team a chance of progressing to semi-final.
And they're back to the starting lineup here, and this is probably the best position that Ian Houghton would have imagined himself being in.
Yeah.
I have no one in relative foul trouble. There's no one on 4 entering the fourth quarter. I can start with my best players. My stud point guard is just organizing myself, and I'm on the road.
Townsville coming back with all their starters bar Frolling. She's been replaced by Alex Fowler, who has been absolutely sensational off the bench. She would be nearly up to 20 points, I'd imagine, in this one.
Oh, she's on 18. She's missed one shot, poor thing.
Yeah.
She's on 9 of 10. She's got 4 boards, all in 15 minutes. So I can certainly understand Coach Brennan deciding to go with, that Bishop and Fowler combination.
Mackay in a 2-3 zone, and good D from Burgess.
She's a bit unlucky.
Yeah.
She's a bit unlucky that she put her foot on the ball. If Alex doesn't manage to get that ball to the ground, it's probably a charge, and we're going the other way.
Townsville running a line out of bounds here.
I run this under the 13s. It works all the time. Let's see what happens here.
Mackay in their 2-3 zone, heavily focused on protecting the rim.
Well, that's the difference, because you can't run a zone in under 13, so they'll be able to cover everyone here.
As they all fan, and Bishop just runs over the top of McDermott, and they do find Fowler, but
big
she's
block from behind.
We've got contact.
And that's going to be a... Oh, they're not sure. They want to talk it over.
It was a
decided
split.
on it.
It was a split. I'm sure the other referee was going the other way.
What a level of awareness. Was that Cox that drew that?
Yeah. She
allowed her to have one step. It's such a small margin of error. If you don't let him land, it's a blocking charge. If you give him one, it's a charge.
Yeah, she played it perfectly. And it's a let-off for the Flames.
They decide not to give it to Cox, who was left wide open on that baseline. Spin move, Fowler. Misses her second shot of the game.
And we're going to go foul on Bishop. And that's her 4th personal.
Oh, dangerous territory.
I tell you, 8 or 7 or 8 minutes without Abby Bishop on the floor would be a big test, and we see Coach Brennan sub her out.
Big call in the moment. You don't expect Abby Bishop to pick up her 4th foul in that situation. He has the luxury of playing Alicia Froling, so he can debate for the next few minutes whether that's a good decision or not. But he has an absolute stud stepping in for her.
Yeah, they definitely lose some scoring powers. Coble can't get it to go, but Delaney nearly shakes it loose. And McCulley will settle things for the Flames. Time is on their side. They don't need to be in a hurry. They just need to work the balls. Brennan penetration. McCulley getting to the middle too easily, and she throws up a little 2-foot runner.
You know, like, what great recognition. Abby Bishop checks out. A bit of nerves step into the playing group, and here's McCulley with, I've got this. Here's a little bit of an 8-foot floater. Burgess picks up her dribble, which is bad news, as Froling is all over. And she picks up the 5-second offensive foul call. Even worse. She probably would have preferred the other option.
5-second call, I thought was...
Oh, and that's her 5th. Oh, that's her 5th. I mean, Houghton gambled there that Burgess could stay in the game, and
you can't protect them I mean, they're behind. If you're 10 in front, maybe a different story, but they're playing catch up. They need their best team on the floor.
Interesting here. What's the adjustment then? So Zelenka at center, not terrible. Underside.
Brennan again can't find a 3. She has had a dirty night from beyond the arc. As Delaney comes the other way. So now,
does it adjust the ball screen, D? If they stay in man, as Townsville gets the deflection off of the McDermott pass, Fowler to Froling, hesitates, she's fouled.
Delaney's going to get the reach in here, and Froling will go to the line. But
I wouldn't be surprised here to see Ian take a timeout just to decide, what am I going to do here? My center is gone. What's my offensive strategy? How do I defend this? Do I stay in the 2-3? Do I change to a different zone? I can see him scratching his head, and if he keeps doing that, some of that beautiful white hair might fall out, and he might look more like you.
He's been rubbing it fairly heavily over the last few weeks, but look at that cut.
I mean, they had a great start of the year. They went on the road early. I think they were 7-1, feeling really good about themselves, and things unraveled in the middle of the year.
Yeah, Froling, she's had trouble with a wrist injury, and her shooting has reflected that injury, and she misses both free throws. So I think Mackay would be happy to put her on the line down the stretch if need be, as Zelenka wants to go one-on-one. She gives a little elbow, and she's going to get pulled. Yep, the hand came out extended. She just wanted to clear some space, and she got Fowler right in the mushka.
I think her action needs to be off the catch with a moving defense, because the set Alex Fowler has the athletic and the size advantage. You know, like,
I think she'd be better off getting herself down deeper on the block so she doesn't have to do so much dribbling, because she's starting that offense from above the foul line, and she's got too much work to do.
And Fowler's too good. You know, like, you're not going to beat her off the dribble from the three-point line off of that.
So,
here's McCulley.
Penetration.
Great cut by Froling. Even better hands from Freeburn, though, to get the steal.
This is big. That's off.
That's off. Brennan with a great box out.
Yep. Kept Zelenka away from that one.
I'm a bit worried here for Mackay, because I'm not sure where they think their scores are going to come from, and they're being a bit sloppy with the ball.
I think Freeburn's definitely got to get involved. She needs to look.
Brennan, great job probing inside.
Good pass to McCulley in the corner.
Rattles in and out. Great rebound from Koval. Mackay still in this. Here's Zelenka. And blocked again. Just Fowler. I mean, is there a defensive MVP?
I'm not sure, but Delaney gets away with one there.
Yep. Here's Cox probing inside, but her rebound is not ready, so she decided not the best time to shoot it. And now there's no rim protector, so Froling's length is really going to come into play.
And Coach Horton has seen enough. He calls time.
Great timeout for Coach Horton.
Townsville with the momentum, get this one out to 12. So a good steadying period for the Flames, even without their big gun Abby Bishop on the floor. They've been able to extend this lead with patience on the offensive end.
Like, just so many different stories the way this game has unfolded. This fast break, free-flowing offense for the Flames, stagnating into that second quarter, continuing into the third quarter. Burgess picks up that foul. Now we're in the fourth quarter, and Coach Horton's got to figure out, I don't know, the backup big. Who plays center? Who's my four-man? What's my offensive structure? Do I stay in this zone? Bishop's on for herself for Coach Brennan. How long does he decide to stay with her on the bench and trust his other superstar players, but not quite to that level?
Yeah. Well, I think he'd be looking to get her in very shortly. But, Mackay definitely needs someone to step up. Delaney, only 5 points tonight, 1 of 9 shooting, so she's been a little off the mark. But she's still dangerous and she can get them up in a hurry. She's got range. So as this thing winds down, she's going to be definitely a threat from beyond the arc. Freeburn's probably going to have to be a little more active.
Yeah. Zelenka's checked out here, but Mackay, they've got Chantel Thomas, Koval, Delaney, some pretty big women who can contest on the glass. Froling just applying that level of pressure. That's a foul on Chantel Thomas.
Sportsmanlike.
Absolutely. Because Alex Fowler would have gotten to that ball had Chantel not continued to hold her off. I mean, I like Chantel. I've met her before. She's a great chick. But that's the right call.
Fowler rattles the first one in.
And they need that. They, like that level of confidence that Alicia Froling's ball pressure provided from Alex denying that possession and buries those 2 free throws. Geez, her confidence level's gone up. Yes. Alex Fowler beginning of the year probably makes 1. Maybe she doesn't. She buries 2 in this really high pressure situation.
And this is the first game she's really sort of been able to get into the game and stay in the flow as we see.
Oh, McDermott, great deflection there.
Freeburn's going to go all the way against
She
McCulley.
needs easy points.
And they're going to get it back. Great defensive play from McCulley. Ian Horton's about to blow his stack here.
And he might have to, but there was an unsportsmanlike that just happened. And the referee is telling him to settle down, giving them that hand motion of...
He's indicating that the referee half put her hand up for the foul, as if it's one of those ones where you're caught in 2 minds. It went up and then went down.
Right.
And so I think he's
But the benefit of the doubt might have gone to the 2-time WNBL Defensive Player of the Year, with all due respect to Heidi Freeburn.
And Cox gets it deep. She's going to find Brennan, who spins and
over the shoulder.
She makes it.
And now we're feeling good again about ourselves offensively.
That's her first bucket.
And the crowd, I mean, the stadium's sort of filled out now.
Yeah.
There's a few empty seats left. As the men's game's about to begin, Mackay turned the ball over.
And Willis coming in for McDermott, and Zelenka's going to check in, and she's going to take out Thomas. And
these next 2 possessions will really determine.
Well, this thing's back out to 16, so we're back where we were at half time. So all that good work Mackay were able to do in the third has gone out the door in this opening 4 minutes of the
That's right. And
quarter.
Since Burgess has gone out, the level of activity and confidence from Townsville has just shot through the roof.
And they're just not going to get any second chances without her out there. They're just an undersized rebounding team as Zelenka.
Yeah, so they got to be a bit risky. Zelenka pulled up for that 3-point shot. I wouldn't have faulted her. They need to feel, I'm not sure that that's the good shot because I've been saying her name wrong all night, but Zelenka comes up with it. She'll take the 3, banks it off the glass, no good.
Delaney got away with a little hack there and reached it out of McCulley's hands. Goes out of bounds, and Mackay will have it with 11 seconds.
Koval really here needs to step up. She's 3 of 18.
And it ain't going to be easy with the dogged defender Michaela Cox on her.
And so many people focusing on her. But
Delaney, she needs to get going. She can't find it. She continues to be in a shooting funk.
I don't want to say that's nail in the coffin, but I might allude to it.
It's a long way back, and it's going to be even further now with Mackay in the team fouls are going to send Townsville the line.
This is the opposite story of that third quarter when Mackay was, you know, in that positive foul count and heading to the free throw line and just trying to slow the game down.
And McCulley, great foul shooter.
Buries the first.
She's 92% on the season from
Abby
the
Bishop continues to sit.
Yeah.
You know, like through this period.
Yeah.
You know, she got those 4 free throws. Those 4 personal fouls. Townsville's done all right.
Yeah, they've actually extended this lead, and it's going to take something mighty special for Mackay to get themselves back in this one.
Speaking of things mighty special, I hope someone pulls off a mighty special upset so that you and I can be back next week doing a live stream.
Zelenka flicks it up, can't get it to go. McCulley in amongst the tall timber, comes away with it.
I don't want to cheer against Rocky, but go Ipswich! And for that matter, who else? Actually, Rip City.
Yeah, playing the number 1 Spartans. Tough game, but Spartans have been a little shakier down the stretch. Actually, lost to Mackay only a couple of weeks ago.
They did. But Rip City tonight have their full complement of roster. So, you know, the Lady Spartans have been an absolute standard for the last 10 years, minus the time they went to the Seabowl. But, you know, if you were going to say anyone might have a chance tonight, Rip City with their full roster of WNBL and international players are a chance.
Mackay stretching. Brennan thinks about the 3.
McDermott,
good decision.
Clearly not following the scouting report, decided to run out on Brennan on that 3-point shot.
That's the first soda that Alex Fowler's missed, and Frolling's going to pick up.
Oh, Zelenko was really animated there, wasn't she? And she's normally mild-mannered. Lovely young lady.
And we're going to see at least Kiplox find her first minutes deep in the 4th.
Okay.
Townsville up 17. Frolling picks up a 4th.
I'm rocking my number 9 Flame singlet tonight, so I'm going to give a shout-out to Bree Stevens. Let's see some Bree Stevens here tonight.
Well, if this
one of my young favorites.
If this margin continues to stay,
she might get there.
Out there, she may have a chance for a couple of minutes late in this one.
I mean, Townsville's up 16. I'm not saying bring her in now.
No, a little early for that, I think. But
Townsville, Kiplox, the international veteran, is only checking in at the 4-minute mark of the 4th quarter.
Brennan inside to Bishop. She kicks it out to Cox.
Great.
Good inside, outside.
Unlucky for
she
Cox.
Can't make
Just
it.
Not feeling it tonight.
Yeah, a little off from beyond the arc, but
it was a great cut from Kiplox, though, that dragged Cox's defender away.
McDermott's been good. She's been positive. Can't get this one to go. And Townsville.
Yeah, they lead by 15 here, and it's going to be tough for Mackay to come back with this level of veteran player. I would assume lots of clocks going to get used here in each possession. You know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th side of offense until they find an Abby Bishop shot inside.
She can't get it to go. Jay Willis, some good defense down there on the block. Koval hasn't been able to get red hot. Zelenka just
step back.
Oh,
no good off the left hand.
That's going to be a foul on Willis. She crashed into Bishop, knocked her on her backside.
Yeah.
She's going to walk to the other end and get a couple of gimmies.
Oh, well, we're starting to see the bench empty here. So some confidence from Coach Brennan. Madison McDonald, the former Mackay junior, now studying at the James Cook University. She'll check in for Abby Bishop should Abby connect on the 2nd of her free throws.
And let's see what Abby does on this 2nd one. If she wants to go and have a seat, or if she wants to. Oh, she misses the 1st. And
maybe not.
Herself.
Normally, if you want that sub, you just
make the 1st.
Yeah, that's right. Make the 1st, but miss the 2nd.
And say, I'm going to get another trip to the floor. But she knew, professional, knocks it down.
That's right. Recognizing she probably doesn't need to be in the game at this point. Some good rest minutes. Possibly the first time she hasn't played 40 for Townsville tonight. Townsville looking pretty comfortable from here.
Yeah.
Just, you know, no fouls, no open threes, sort of all that basic stuff.
Maddie McDonald and Michaela Cox wrap Koval up. Force jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Mackay. And as we look forward, it's a potential trip to Rockhampton next week for the girls, I believe. Should Rockhampton.
And what a place to play.
Yeah.
Lovely people of Rockhampton, by the way. Cordial, inviting.
Willis lets go a 3. Zelenka grabs another board, throws it back to Willis.
Reach and foul there from Mackay.
Yeah, it's a great playoff venue, Rockhampton. The crowd will be on top of the Townsville bench.
With that, absolutely. Someone wants to fight you.
And
but they're loud and they're vocal, and they literally sit on top of you. So it's a tough place to go.
Coble gets up,
particularly in a quarterfinal.
She continues to play and gets the margin back to 14. Townsville in no real trouble here. They'll be happy to use up their full 30 as McCulley penetrates. She's going to get fouled and go to the foul line. So,
is this a sign that Coach Houghton is waving the white flag here? Babongi looks set to check in.
Yeah.
Coach Brennan still not sure. He's staying with his veteran lineup. Brennan, Cox, McCulley.
Eliza Fabra about to check in. So
there we go.
Eric Carey hasn't seen a lot of time tonight.
Might see my favorite number 9 here tonight.
Well, let's hope so.
If I start the chant from here.
So Fabro's played 10 minutes to date and Harriet Carey only 3 minutes. So Townsville only going 8.
There we go. McCulley buries the second free throw. What a great performance from Rachel McCulley. I mean, I wouldn't want to face Townsville on the road or at home with that full complement of roster. They finished third, but they are tough.
Yeah, I think they're definitely the most talented roster in the comp, I think. I mean, no disrespect to Southern Districts, but I mean, Townsville haven't had that roster together at any one time. It's in full. That's right, and at the beginning of the year, I mean, the absolute stud of the league was playing for a different team. That's right. So I think.
Oh, here we go. Bree Stevens checks in.
Number 9.
Number 9. I'm wearing my number 9 singlet here tonight. Bree Stevens.
16-year-old. Queensland representative. Plays well above her height. Great slasher. One of the best. Hard worker.
Her motor, her defensive intensity, her selflessness.
Been part of many successful teams.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, I would like to see her eventually in an Australian singlet. I think she has that type of potential.
Yeah,
she's a lefty that's,
she's a righty that's a lefty.
She's a righty that's a lefty. Like she's so unorthodox.
McDonald, she loves a shot. She is instant offense. And McDonald goes to work on her.
Oh, another one of my favorites here. Ainsley Minogue. Arguably the only kid I've ever coached that's smarter than me.
Another 16-year-old on the floor.
High-level intellect. Can play multiple positions. A medal winner at an AJC. I'm not sure what team that was, but I may have been involved.
Yeah, part of that under-18 Townsville group that has dominated their age group through the
big shot there from McDermott.
She's had a fair game, McDermott.
She had a great college career overseas, so, she's a great prospect for Mackay moving forward.
Margin at 13. Stevens into hip block. She throws to Maddie McDonald. Thought she was throwing to Bishop.
Ambitious.
McDonald.
That's right. Or Greg Vanderjet, maybe. He gave up the women's game a long time ago. Actually, he gave up both games a long time ago.
He did.
Can never catch a ball.
Willis finds
big step up there.
And that is a tough runner. She gets to go. Poor pass for Fitloss. 3-point from Delaney.
Just not giving up.
And this margin is back to 6. And all of a sudden,
what are we? I mean, Coach Brendan is worried.
Stevens.
I mean, rightfully so.
There's a few nervous things. A stop here. Hiplocks is going to get it. McDonald. Fabro. Someone needs to score.
Fake.
Minogue. This could be big. It's big.
Buries the triple. That might have been a travel.
Put the whistles away. There's only 30 seconds.
Minogue, ice in her veins.
Is that a 3 or a long 2?
That's a. What's happened with the refereeing here in the last few minutes? Have they decided they've gone home too?
And this one's going to wind down. Townsville up by 11, 18 seconds. They're happy to run this one out. McDonald looking for the hot hand of McNode. She thought about the reverse and just
unselfless.
Stevens, love to see her get on the scoreboard. The step around, throws it up, but doesn't go.
There was a foul there, I reckon.
Yeah. Delaney lets it go, and she misses everything. And there you have it, fans. Townsville Flames 75 defeat Mackay Meteorettes 64, 11-point winners, and they'll advance to next week's semi-finals. Top 4 for the Townsville Flames.
If that's any indication of the level of excitement that we have on offer here in the QBL Women's Comp, geez, I can't wait to watch, the semis and then the grand finals.
Well,
Townsville with an absolutely beautiful start to the game. Mackay with a great adjustment, slow it down, make it a grind. These young kids here at the end, all of a sudden it's an exciting game.
Yep.
Minogue expected to make a corner triple. What a great shot from her.
A few heart palpitations at 58 seconds remaining and 5-point play from Mackay just to reduce that thing to 6 or 7. But Minogue cools a cucumber, knocks down the jumper. And, well, Townsville most likely to be on the road next week.
Yep.
For an away semi-final, depending on results tonight. They'll be hoping that Ipswich can cause an upset.
Or Rift City.
Or Rift City,
like either one of them sees them have a home semi-final. The likelihood, though, is that Spartans get away with that win.
Yep.
Rocky with that strong home court advantage, they get the win over Ipswich. And then that means Townsville
travel
on the way to Rocky.
Road trip to Rockhampton.
Yeah.
Tough place to play. Tough place to get to because it's a
long place to get to.
It's a long bus trip. Not sure if the finals budget means they can jump on a little.
I can assure you it means a bus trip. And it's not on the big recliner, that Mackay's budget might afford them. I believe I took a 13-seater to Gladstone a few years ago.
Well, there you have it. So Townsville, they were in front right from the start, really. They had control of that one a long way out. Their blistering start, in fact. I mean, their shooting early on was red hot. Then they had a little bit of a lull, and Mackay, credit to them, definitely
got into the range that they needed to be. 75-64, put them in position to say, hey, we can compete with this group of absolute all-stars.
Yeah, they were fantastic, but great win from the Townsville Flames.
Yep.
Well, that's us for the QBL women's game. We'll be back in around about 20 minutes to see the men's QBL quarterfinal action with the Townsville Heat taking on the Mackay Meteors.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.